Hi everyone and welcome to a Theme Park Worldwide news update. And what a week it's been for theme park news. Everything from brand new attractions coming to Disney parks through to brand new roller coasters. There's been so many different announcements over the past few days, and here on the channel I'm going to be filming lots of different videos just like this here from the studio, talking about all of these different subjects, from the full analysis through to my thoughts. Now of course, as you may know, I am a huge Disney fan. I love visiting the Disney parks all around the world. I'm lucky enough to have been to them all, and something that I always look forward to is D23. This happens every couple of years. It's the huge Disney Expo that happens at the Anaheim Convention Center in California, just down the road from the original Disneyland. And this took place just a few days ago, and there was some huge announcements from Disney about what they're going to be doing at the parks. Now what I'm going to be doing is filming a few different videos about these because I really want to go into detail with each announcement. Like I say, give you a full run through with the concept art, a full analysis, all the details that we know, and also share my thoughts on this as well. Now let's go straight in with what is going to be the biggest expansion in history at Magic Kingdom. This park opened back in 1971. It was the second ever Disney park to be built, of course, after Disneyland in California, and the first park that Disney built in Florida. Now this park is absolutely awesome with so many different rides. It's also the busiest theme park anywhere in the world, and it really did need some new attractions, a new expansion, and Disney definitely delivered with a huge announcement that they made regarding Magic Kingdom for two new expansions. One of them that I'm going to be covering in this video are two new Cars attractions as part of a Cars Land, and along with that they also finally announced the Villains Land that we've all wanted for many years. So many Disney fans have been asking for this, and Disney delivered. They announced it, and yeah, we can't wait to find out more details on that. I'll be talking about everything we do know about Villains Land in a video in a few days time, so stay tuned for that one. But yes, let's talk about Cars Land. It was announced that we're going to be seeing this big expansion into Magic Kingdom, and it has been quite a controversial one about the location where Disney are going to be building this. I'll come on to that in just a second, along with all the details, because we've got a lot to talk about this one. Literally over the past 48 hours, the past like 2-3 days, the Disney community has been going pretty crazy about this announcement because of where it's been located, and I've got my thoughts that I can't wait to share with you all on this one too. So yes, they did announce two attractions. One of them is going to be more thrilling, still for families, but like the older, teens maybe, with this one that they're going for, and then another one that's designed for more of the younger guests. And of course, one of these looks like it's going to be this huge new attraction. You can see some concept art here, and it does look absolutely fantastic. Now you're going to be racing around this rockwork, all these geysers, these waterfalls. It looks like it's going to be absolutely fantastic. These rugged terrains, and the ride system for this really does look fascinating, as I'll come on to in just a moment. But the thing that I just wanted to kind of talk about first was the location for this. Now, sadly, this is going to be replacing the Rivers of America, an opening day area of Magic Kingdom. It dates back to the 70s. You got Tom Sawyer Island that also dates back to the early 70s, the Liberty Bell riverboat that runs around there. It is gorgeous. It's actually my favourite part of the park, and I know it is for a lot of you too. So I'd love to know your thoughts down below in the video comments as I'm sharing mine just here. But I think for me, what upsets me the most is we're losing some real legacy attractions for this. And it also upsets me the fact that this wasn't announced at D23. We had this big glitzy announcement, this big glitzy show, which was amazing to watch. They put all the concept art out, apart from the one that actually showed us where this is going to be. We all thought this was going to be behind Big Thunder, in areas that haven't been used yet. Maybe they might have shortened the Rivers of America slightly, like they did for Star Wars Galaxy's Edge at Disneyland. That would have been fine, but no, they're completely going to be removing this, and it does make me sad, especially when this is a park that Walt envisioned. As much as Walt never stepped foot into this park like he did Disneyland, it's quite clear when he was planning the Florida project. You can see the rivers on there, you can see Tom Sawyer Island, Island, and it's sad that we're losing a real piece of Disney history. The riverboat, I ride it every time I go, sometimes 2 or 3 times a trip. The Liberty Bell's gorgeous. Tom Sawyer Island is great. That's normally a once a trip thing for me, but I think the biggest loss here for me is the fact we're going to be losing this big body of water that kind of connects the whole of Frontierland. You've got the views of Haunted Mansion and the beautiful boat coming round. You can hear that boat from everywhere in Magic Kingdom, so I am sad about the location for this one. However, the attraction itself, or should I say the 2 attractions, look like they're going to be awesome. So I am really sad about where it's going to go. I'd much rather have kept the Rivers of America myself and seen this go somewhere else, whether it's another park or further back in Magic Kingdom. It's clear that it is happening, it's going to be going here. I just wish that this piece of concept art had been shared at D23 from the off, so we would have all known exactly where this is going to be going. So yeah, I am really sad about this one, and I know we've got the rivers at Disneyland, you know, and every other Disney park has got their own version of it. Even Shanghai Disneyland, it might not be the Rivers of America, but there's still a large body of water where you can go on the canoes, and you know, it's just a really nice relaxing area. The boat, it's staple Disney, you know, they're the classic parts of Disney, and you take them away and just fill it all with IPs, you know, it does make me sad. And don't get me wrong, I love IPs. Disney, you know, it is an IP in itself, but I do think there's still room for original attractions, these legacy classic areas that make a Magic Kingdom park that shouldn't be touched, in my opinion. But still, the concept art for what they're doing does look fantastic. If this was being built behind Big Thunder Mountain, I'd have been over the moon thinking this is going to be absolutely awesome. Can't wait, bring it on, get the shovels in the ground tomorrow. Because of where it is, it does make me sad, you know, but I do think that the actual concept art for what they're hoping to build, whether it looks like the concept art or not, we'll see, does look fantastic. So I just wanted to get that one out there. It's been a big thing that everyone's been talking about. It's probably the biggest Disney news effectively that we've ever had, or in my lifetime. So just to see yeah, everyone's reactions to it, I really wanted to talk about it in detail and get my thoughts across too. But still, it does make me excited to see what they're going to be doing. Yes, it should be in another location in my opinion, but it's not. It's going to be here. It's taking over the Rivers of America. It's going to be filled in and built on. But what they are building does look like it's going to be awesome. So we're going to be seeing this main attraction, like a rally race ride, which is going to take you through the mountains, geysers, trails, waterfalls, bridges. It looks great. I mean, obviously the concept art is quite vague at the moment. We can't see the details of the layout, the pathways and all that. But what we can see with this here, it does look fantastic. The attraction itself does look similar to Radiator Springs Racers that can be found over at Disney California Adventure. That opened in 2012. It's one of my favourite ever Disney attractions. I love it. I think the Cars franchise is great. I love that IP too, which does help with this one. Still doesn't mean it's in the right location for me, but you know, I do like the IP. I think it'll work great. How it's going to fit in with Frontierland is what a lot of you might be thinking. So with this, it's not going to kind of have the same style of Radiator Springs, what you've got over at California. This is going to fit into Frontierland, and it's going to be more like national parks and like nature reserves that we're looking at with this. So we're going to be seeing a lot of big rock work, lots of waterfalls. I'm sure Disney will do an amazing job of it. I hope it looks like the concept art, and I think it needs to be fantastic for what it's replacing, a legacy attraction from the 70s. One of Walt's visions, one of the reasons why he wanted the Florida project was to have all this space and be able to do all this stuff. And yeah, you know, it's just a shame that this, you know, that looks fantastic, but it's taken over something like that. But yeah, the main attraction looks awesome. It's hard to tell exactly if the ride system will be the same as Radiator Springs Racers or not. They mentioned quite a bit that it's going to be a rugged terrain, which makes me think, is it going to be an updated version? There is a ride that we did at Movieland Park in Italy, and if you're really interested in this, check out the vlog that we did a couple of years ago, because there was a ride there called Pangaea, and with that, you actually went on a self-driving vehicle over rugged terrains. It makes me think, could it be something like that we're seeing, instead of like the test track system that they're going to put on this? So it'd be interesting to see. But still, the theming looks gorgeous for it. Hopefully it looks just like the concept art. The second attraction looks to be off to the right hand side in front of like Big Thunder Mountain. Crazy that we'd ever be saying this, but just in front of Big Thunder Mountain. And that looks like it's going to be a smaller Cars attraction, possibly similar to like Aquatopia, I'm thinking, at Tokyo Disney Sea. This is just my thoughts, but looking at it, like Aquatopia on land. So like a trackless kind of these cars, but then instead of just being on a base that spin round, actually moving off and looking like it's, you know, actually going to these different areas. It looks something a bit like that to me from the concept art. Obviously Disney developed that system for Disney Sea, so maybe we could see something like that. And I don't mean by it's going to be on water, I mean it'll be on land, but that idea where it looks like it's going everywhere but really it's all programmed in, something along them lines. But yeah, it's hard to tell, but that looks like the smaller attraction. Still for families, so you know, anybody will be able to enjoy it. It's not just like going to be a driving school for kids or anything, but yeah, you know, it does look like it's still going to be quite unique but smaller. But still, you know, these two attractions do look fantastic, especially the main e-ticket ride that we're going to be seeing here. Looks great, but yeah, I just can't believe that we're talking about the Rivers of America going. Like, it's really sad, and yes, the parks have to move on, they have to evolve, but I think there's certain things that for me would be untouchable in a Disney park. This is one of them. This is almost as bad as like removing Main Street USA or the castle or something like that. You know, it's a real staple part of the park. So it's a shame that in their biggest resorts, the biggest theme park resort in the world with all this space, that's the one where I've had to see it go. But still, it is going. That's not going to change. Disney aren't going to change their mind, but at least we are getting some new attractions. They're going to be breaking ground on this early next year. Josh D'Amaro was very keen on the fact that, you know, everything's going to be starting very soon, all these different projects, and this seems like out of everything, it'll be one of the first things to get completed, probably along with the Tropical Americas area for Animal Kingdom, but that'll be coming up in another video, because like I say, we've got that to talk about, we've got a Monsters Inc. coaster to talk about, and so many more projects, including that Villains Land as well. So yeah, lots to come up this week on the channel with Disney news and so much more. But there we go. I wanted to get it out there. I'd love to know your thoughts down below in the video comments, because everyone is mixed on this one. Should it stay? Should it go? Should this be built here? Should it not? You know my thoughts on it now. I'm sad to see it go. I'll be sad for quite a while. I don't think it should be going, but what looks like it's coming in looks fantastic. I guess, you know, my only concern when this all does come in is how's it going to go together? How's it all going to fit in with Frontierland? You've got the existing buildings on the left. You've got Tiana at the back now, formerly Splash Mountain. Big Thunder's staying. You know, it's just a bit of a mismatch. It makes me think in the long term, it's not going to be called Frontierland anymore. It's going to be like this exploration land. We're going to like these different places, like down to the bayou. You're going to have your Big Thunder Mountain. You're going to have your Cars attraction. And it sounds like that's more the way that they're going with this. But still, we'll see what happens. More details will be coming soon. But the Rivers of America will be no more, possibly from early next year. I'd love to go and see them again. I'm going to have to go and see them again. I know they're at the other parks, but as a big Disney fan, I want to see that again. I want to live it. I want to experience it. And for me, the saddest part will be losing the water and losing the Liberty Bell. Tom Sawyer Island is great. I do like going over there, but for me, it's the boat, it's the kinetics of the water that I'm sad about losing the most for this. But still, it's one of them. You know, times move on. I just never thought we'd be saying goodbye to something so classic in Magic Kingdom, but there we go. Up next, then, I will be talking all about Villains Land. Obviously, we don't know as much official information about this, but there's a lot to dig into with the one piece of concept art that they did reveal. And yes, this is going to be built kind of also on parts of the Rivers of America by the looks of it, but further back. So that's going to be coming up next. Thanks for joining me here on Theme Park Worldwide. Stay tuned for more of our news updates. And that leaves me with one final thing to say. Get out there and keep on riding. See you in the next video.